Hello students, as in the previous video we have done adverbs and its types, and now in this video we will do position of adverbs, comparison of adverbs and some common adverbs. So let's start from the first, that is position of adverb. In position of adverb, first, when an adverb modifies an adjective or another adverb, it is placed before them. If an adjective is there in a sentence or another adverb is given in that sentence, we will use the adverb and for modify the sentence just before that adjective or adverb. We will place that adverb just before that adjective of or another adverb. As two sentences are given here, in the first sentence, the curd is very sweet. Here sweet is an adjective and the adverb which is used here, that is very. In the second sentence, I am feeling quite well. Well is adverb here, and quite which we have used here, that is another adverb, and we have used these both adverbs just before the adjective or adverb. In the next, normally the adverbs of time, place or manner are placed just after the intransitive verb or after the direct object if the verb is transitive. If the verb is intransitive, then we have to use adverb of time, manner or place just after that intransitive verb. If the verb is transitive, we have to use the adverb just after that direct object. At first we will come to know what is intransitive verb. Intransitive verb is there if the sentence is there, in that sentence subject is there and verb is given, and we come to know the complete meaning of that sentence. That doesn't need an object to make the complete meaning of the sentence, then it will be called intransitive verb. As in the first sentence, Ram is subject and swim is verb. It doesn't need an object, then it will be called intransitive verb. And in next sentence, I is subject, wrote is verb. I wrote. It doesn't have the complete meaning, so it's the need of an object. It means that is having transitive verb. This is transitive verb which is having an object to make the complete sense, and which doesn't have the object to have the complete sense, then it will be called intransitive. And now we will come to know where we have to use adverb. If the sentence or the verb is transitive, if the verb is transitive, then we have to use just after that direct object, which we have used just after the verb. We have used the direct object, just after that object we have to use the adverb. If the adverb is intransitive, then we have to use adverb just after that intransitive verb. Again, if the sentence or verb is intransitive, we have to use the adverb just after this intransitive verb. If the sentence or verb is transitive, then we have to use the adverb just after that direct object. In the next, if adverb of time, place or manner are placed in one sentence, what should be the sequence of that sentence? If in a sentence adverb of time is given, place is given, manner is given, then we have to use at first, or we have to follow the pattern empty. Empty means manner at first we have to use, after that we have to use adverb of place, and then we have to use adverb of time. As given in the example, I mistakenly left my books here yesterday. At first manner is given, that is mistakenly, then books given, object is given, and after that the second adverb which is given here, that is here. Here means that is adverb of place, and then yesterday, that is adverb of time. It means am means manner, then place, and then time. Empty pattern we have to follow if all these three adverbs will be in one sentence. In the next, adverb of frequency or quantity will be used. If we have to use adverb of frequency or quantity, then where we have to use this one? If in a sentence helping verb is not there, subject or verb is there only, helping verb is not there, then we have to use adverb of frequency or quantity just after that subject and just before that verb. And if helping verb or main verb are given in the sentence, we have to use between helping verb or main verb. Again, I'm telling here, if subject is given, one main verb is given, then we have to use between these two, subject and main verb. If helping verb or main verb is given, then we have to use between helping verb or main verb. If is is given, was verb, it means helping verb is given, then other verb is not there, then we have to use just after these helping verb. In the next, if have to, had to is there, use after the subject or just before this, used to, have to or had to. Now we will do comparison of adverb. What is comparison of adverb? As we have done in the adjectives, they are having 3 degrees of comparison: positive, comparative and superlative. In adverb also these are having 3 degrees: positive, comparative and superlative. In comparative we always use er, in superlative we use est, as high, higher, highest, early, earlier, earliest, long, longer, longest, late, later, latest, near, nearer, nearest, soon, sooner, soonest. It means in comparative we have used here er, and in superlative we have used here est. Next is if the ly word is there, ly is there after the word or after the adverb, then what we have to use? We have to use more in comparative and most in superlative. We have to use more in comparative and most in superlative. If the adverb is ending with ly and ly is used just after the word, we have to use more in comparative and most in superlative. In the next, some adverbs from comparative and superlative degrees irregular. Irregular way means in comparative they are different, in superlative they are different. They are not as same as in the previous we have done. In all we have to use more, in all we have to use most, in all we have to use er, and in all we have to use est. But here it will be different as far, farther, farthest, far, further, furthest, well, better, best, little, less, least, ill, worse, worst, much, more, most. As we have done bad, worse, worst, same will be of ill. And well is here given here. In good we have done good, better, best. Well also will be having the same degree, comparative better and superlative best. And what is the difference between these? Far, both far are having the same spelling, but if we are going to do the comparative degree of both, they are having the different spelling. Far means one, far, farther, farthest means here if we are having the exact point of or distance of one object to the another object, one person to the another person, exact point of distance, if we are having that, we will use their farther, farthest. If exact distance we are not having, exact physical distance we are not having, then it will become further, furthest. In the next, formation of adverb. How can we form the adverbs? If the adjectives words are given, we use ly just after these adjectives and it will become or change into adverb. And after using ly just after the adjectives, we will change these into adverbs. Some adverbs are given here ily, ending with ily. If any adjective which is end with y, then we will use ILY just after these kind of words. We will remove this Y and we will add ILY to change these adjectives into adverbs. Next, some common adverbs are given here. Very or much. What is the difference between very or much? Very and much both are used to mean a great degree. It means to tell about the great degree. We always use much and very, but what is the difference between these two? If we are going to enhance the quality of or intensity of a quality, what we use very, we use normally. And where we use very with positive degree. Positive degree means first degree, we use very. And if the sentence is past present participle means is there, verb first form is there, or verb first form plus s or es will be there. It means there we have to use very. And where we have to use much we have to use in comparative degree or past participle. Comparative degree means second degree. Er or more, with ending with this one we use much. If comparative degree is there, past participle means second form of verb will be there, then we will use there much. As given, some examples are here. She is very dull girl. Very is used here. This is used with first degree, positive degree. So very is used here. In the next sentence, he tells very amusing stories. Present participle. First verb plus s or yes is there. So very is used with present participle. In next sentence, he is much better. Comparative degree is there. Comparative degree is there. So we have used here much. And in next, past participle. Pleased is given here. Pleased is given here and past participle is here, so we have used here much. If past participle is there, then we have to use much, or comparative degree is there, then also we have to use much. If present participle or positive degree will be there, then we have to use there very. Where we have to use very also, and we will not use in much in past participle. In which conditions? If these words will be given: worried, bored, shocked, surprised, delighted, pained, or satisfied, tired. These words will be given, and these are past participle. These past participles are given, then we will not use their much, we will use their very. Enough. Where we have to use enough now? Enough, it means sufficient or adequate. It is always used with positive degree. Positive degree means first degree. We have to use with first degree. He is strong. Strong is first degree, so we have used here enough. Ran is also first degree. Fast is also first degree. Fast, faster, fastest. So we have also used here enough. In the next also there was enough. Food, it means here we have to use with the first degree. Enough we have to use. In the next, late, lately. If there is a adverb of time that is conveying the meaning after the set time. If I am telling about you that this thing will be happened in this particular time and it will not take place on that time, it is getting late, then we will use there late. As the Rajdhani Express was late by 15 minutes. It means the time is not that one. It is late from the exact time, from the set time. So we have used here late. And late is used for as an adjective for former or for a dead person. Sometime late is used as an adjective for a dead person. So you have to clear the meaning of that sentence. Then also you only you have to write or use this late adverb according to the sentence to after getting the meaning of that sentence. And where we have to use lately is used for recent times. It is used in negative or interrogative sentences or present perfect sentence. If negative sentence is there, interrogative sentence is there, present perfect tense. Present perfect means has, have plus third form will be there. If has, have plus verb third form will be there, negative sentence will be there, interrogative sentence will be there, then we have to use there lately. Have you seen any movie lately? Here have plus third form is there and interrogative sentence is there, so lately is also used here. I have not been to Delhi lately. Here the sentence is having present perfect tense and it is in negative form, so we have used here lately. Next is hard or hardly, signifying the full force. If we are going to tell about anything or any person or any work with full force or with full energy, then we use their hard. He tried hard to win the race. He tried hard to get good marks. He works hard to satisfy his parents about his marks or about his study. So if we are going to tell about anything or any object with full force or full energy, then we use their hard. Note, it is not used as an adjective signifying firm or solid or difficult, and it is not used as an adjective. Next is hardly, where we have to use hardly. Hardly will be used to signify almost none or having very less chance. If anything is having very less chance or almost none type of chances, then we will use there hardly, and we will use the hardly just before the main verb. He hardly work hard, that's why he fails every time. He is hardly 40 years old but looks older. It means if very less chances are there or none type of chances are there, then we have to use there hardly, and where we have to use hardly just before the verb.